Hello and welcome. You join me, ADG123, on the Alsace Village track, number 2, which means it's in reverse. And we are here for the MRC Mature Racing Club GTTCC round 4 and race 4. Reverse grid race, 2 races in one night, so I've already done a replay of the third race. If you've not watched it and you want to watch it, it's on my YouTube, so feel free to watch. And whilst I'm at it, subscribe if you haven't already, and give us a like if you like what I'm doing. Anyway, back to this. Just get it in there really. Yeah. This is a reverse grid from the first race, and everyone's got to run 2 different cars in this championship. So in the first race we're all in different cars to what we're in now. So Robust the Hood, for example, was in the Audi TT in the last race, and now he's in the Subaru STI. And obviously Robust the Hood finished the race in first. So a bit complicated doing the grid like this, but you get what I mean hopefully, and you'll follow it on. So I finished in second, for example, and this race I'm in the Honda NSX, starting in 10th. Viale UK in 9th in the Ferrari this time round in this race. Stepstones in 8th. In the Subaru as well. Coalition Soldier in 7th in the TT in this race. Was in the Porsche last race, so chosen the TT for the second race. Good comfortable car for most people, the TT. Rafael 09 in the Megane in the second race. Was in the Lamborghini in the first race. Diablo in 5th. In the Hyundai. I'm not going to read through everyone's cars that they were in last race. You have to watch it if you're that interested. Just takes ages, that's all. Megane for Captain Haz in 4th. Turner in 3rd in the not Mitsubishi. I knew I was going to say that wrong. The Mazda. In fact, what was he in last time? Turner. So Turner was in the BMW last time out in the last race. Earlier this night, not that I'm doing this on the same night. Anyway, this is a terrible start. Dark Smoker in 2nd in the Sirocco VW, and Master Paramount didn't join us in the 3rd race, but joins us in the 4th race. Ends up being right at the front in the Audi TT with no livery on it. So here we go. I'm going to stick with Master Paramount, or Mr. Paramount, however it's meant to be pronounced. I'll just stick with Paramount, I suppose, and we'll see what happens. Stick with this camera angle and watch the start from this angle. So watch the lights go out, and off and away we go. So foot down from everyone, and we find Master Paramount, or Paramount, getting himself swamped straight away. Manages to defend a few places a bit roughly, and sticking 4th low into the second corner. Batters Stepstones against the wall and doesn't slow down. So not sure if Master Paramount's, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with him, but I'm not sure he's read through the rules. You are meant to slow down and let people past if you have contact with them. So just dropped down again. A bit of a moment there as well with Robust the Hood. No contact, but Robust had to avoid him having a bit of a moment. So watch what's going on up front. So stick with Captain Haz and watch for him here now. Coalition Soldier up front, Dark Smoker all chasing their way through the first lap pretty closely. Turner in front of them. Turner looks like he's had a bit of a slow moment, slowed them down a little bit. So Dark Smoker weaving a little bit to get the line that he wants to get past. Ends up taking a wide entry into the corner and then cutting back to the apex, and cuts off Coalition Soldier by accident. A bit of contact from those two up front though. So we've got Coalition Soldier now down the inside, gets the move done, and Dark Smoker drops in behind into 5th. Dark Smoker just probably trying a little bit too hard on the first lap, if you don't mind me saying so. And end up dropping back the positions they did because of it. So again, if we look back to him, he's going wide on the exit, side by side now with Robert the Hood coming right from the back of the grid. It's Robert the Hood, so a good start, already up into 6th in the first lap. We'll drop back a little bit, go back to Robert. He's looking at the back of Dark Smoker now. Skip back a bit further, I'm in 7th now. Master Paramount dropped back to 8th after his bad start. Setstone's been put into the wall on the first lap, into 9th. VI Harley in 10th, Captain Has in 11th. So that's the order. Let's skip back up and stick with this pack. Robert the Hood chasing closely now to Dark Smoker. Tricky couple of corners to get the power down and get this hill climb nice and fast. Robert the Hood taking the line and just carrying the speed better up the hill, so taking the position off Turner. Turner coming back at him on the corner, but not managing to get anything done. And we've got a battle going on ahead as well, as you can see. Diablo going a bit wide into the hairpin, so Dark Smoker right behind him now. And we've got Coalition Soldier and Diablo in front of these guys as well. Not Diablo, Rafael and Coalition Soldier. So a lot happening on these first couple of laps. I'm chasing behind with Turner in between. So I'm just taking a bit of a breath for a moment. Felt like there was a lot of commentary going on there. So here we go, Robert the Hood watching Diablo go down the inside of Dark Smoker now. Dark Smoker already having a few little moments, but having a good race so far. Finds himself in 3rd position all of a sudden, and then sorry, who was it? Turner going wide, so dropping back into 5th now. Did I get that right? I felt like I got that wrong, sorry if I didn't. Robert the Hood in 3rd now, climbing the positions nicely and quickly. Already on the 2nd lap, he's up into 3rd. Coalition Soldier taking the lead now from Rafael on the end of the 2nd lap, going over the line into the 3rd lap. Tricky first corner this one because of the reverse layout of this track, so this would normally be the last corner if you're running the track the right way around. 2nd to last corner, and so on and so on. I don't mind it either way, it's quite a good track, a lot of undulation on it. So we've got top 3, Coalition Soldier, Rafael and Robert the Hood. Turner in 4th. I'm in 5th now. Sounds good, the Honda NSX noticeably a bit louder than everyone else's car. Stepstone's in 6th. Oh, trying to get it nice and cleanly gathered up into the braking zone for the hairpin. Tight corner that one, and then you get the exit nailed and you're down quite a long straight, flat out for a while. Master Paramount moved another place up, he was in 8th, up into 7th. Bit rough at the start, Master Paramount, if you don't mind me saying. The Captain Has in 8th. Diablo in 9th. Dark Smoker in 10th. Or Smoker, I keep pronouncing it wrong as I said in the first video. Viala in 11th in the Ferrari, just finding himself dropped back now, and quite a job to do to start getting back into the race, but I'm sure he's capable of it. Let's see what happens by the end. Diablo looking at Dark Smoker now. He's dropped down as Dark Smoker, who was up in 4th place at one point, if not higher. So a bit of a mixed race for him, but let's see if he can come back and have a good race, so we'll keep an eye on him. And we'll skip further up, see if there's anyone closer by. So there's me, Stetstones and Turner all pretty close, with Master Paramount or Paramount chasing us behind, looking for an opportunity if we mess up. So all getting the braking nicely done, rolling it through that corner until you get the apex hooked up, and then back on the throttle for the exit. I'll talk through the whole lap actually whilst we're in this position. So trying to get the braking nice and wide, pulled over to the left hand side for the entry there, and then tucked it into the apex. got the apex neat and tidy, did step stones there for a good exit up the hill, so actually gets a bit of a toe on me, and has the power but nowhere to go, chasing up the hill, braking pretty tricky into this one, being a downhill corner and slightly cambered, but you can get it slightly off camber if you miss the camber, which I tend to do. And then make sure you get it nice and tight into that apex for the exit as fast as possible, because you've got a long straight out that corner, so good on the brakes and tight to that apex for this whole section that's fast. Little lift through here, maybe down a gear depending on your preference, and just run it to the exit once you've got it tucked back in with the understeer. Mid corner understeer, so a little tap from me on Stepstones there in 5th as he tries to go past me around the outside, but I run it wide and give him a little tap to let him know I know he's there. So I have a bit of a late dive and managed to get it done, not go wide on the exit, but catch some time up to Turner there and pull away a little bit away from Stepstones. Means nothing when the racing's this close though, so look, Stepstones is straight back on me, close as ever. Got a chance down the inside possibly, nope. Another corner that's you need to get into the camber of nice and early so you can get it turned in and keep the speed. And then we're just flat out down here now, looking towards the last corner and getting the braking done, so Master Paramount's got a good run with the TT. Looking to take 5th place potentially, but definitely 6th. So yeah, takes both of us with a tap on me to take 5th place. I drop back behind Stepstones now, and I'm in 7th. Stepstones in 6th. So Master Paramount going a bit wide, coming back and giving Stepstones a tap, but managing to keep the position. And as we head up the hill, just realised you can't see the gears or anything. As soon as I press back, it covers them up again. So Captain Haz is now getting involved and having an attempt down the inside. I've dropped back to 8th. Everyone seemed to just have a little bit more pace on that lap, and I seem to get caught out a little bit, so dropping back. Master Paramount now finding a bit of pace and coming up through the field to find himself in 5th. So good racing. A little bit of contact here and there, but nothing too hasty. But still, would have liked to see in a few places maybe given back for the contact at the same time, as most drivers would expect. Not particularly pointing your mistakes out, Paramount, but most people do expect to get a place back if there's particular heavy contact through a corner, and be given the place back if they lost out of position because of it. So I'm not preaching at you, but just to make you aware if you wasn't aware already. So Stepstones in 5th, finding himself having a good race there. He's managed to battle his way through that position changes going on between everyone. Turner going wide in front of him as well, so now he's got an opportunity to get into 4th. A little bit of contact from Turner as he came back onto the track, but as clean as possible to keep it side by side into the corner. And Stepstones manages to pull it forward and get it into 4th, get the job done. Turner's not letting him go though, he's right on his tail, see if we can get anything done down the inside here. It's a tight apex to turn into though. Don't really want to run a wide line into it, as Stepstones has ended up doing to give him room. So I've stopped with Stepstones for a long time now, but he's giving us the bulk of the action and a good view of it all. Everyone else is giving us action around him, is what I mean as well. So drop back and watch it from someone else's perspective now. Captain Haz chasing Master Paramount up the hill. Master dropping back a little bit, he was in 5th place not so long back. I'm still in 8th place with my noticeably louder engine. Dark smoker in the Sirocco now in 9th place. See if we can make many more positions up before the end. We're only we're not even halfway through yet, so the race is still young. Vial is still going around at the back, but sounding good in the Ferrari if nothing else. Got Diablo and Dark Smoker pretty close together. Dark Smoker taking wide entry into the long sweeping left-hander, trying to get the exit as clean as possible. Running it into the right, sweeping at right-hander, should I say. So Dark Smoker going wide on the exit there, giving Diablo a run now and chance to get down the inside, see if he can get it done for the exit. So runs Dark Smoker a little bit wide, shows his distaste to that with a little tap at the rear on Diablo, but Diablo inevitably takes the place with that tap at the rear, just slowed Dark Smoker down. So not the cleanest racing throughout this race so far, but still good racing between everyone, keeping it nice and tight. It's not the easiest track to get round, got to bear that in mind. It is quite a tricky one to be going side by side through some of these corners. The braking up and downhill and everything like that, it's easy to get caught out. So flip through the order quickly. So we've got Coalition Soldier now in first place, Rafael in second, both doing a good job, having a good week this week. Robust the Hood in third, Stepstones in fourth, Turner in fifth, chasing Stepstones quite closely. Paramount in sixth from Australia. Haz in seventh, chasing quite closely behind the TT with me right behind him. I'm ADG123 in eighth with a, again, noticeably louder engine for some reason. Sounds quite a lot louder than everyone else's in the Honda NSX, with my quite a good job of livery, I like to think. That Smoker in 9th, Diablo in 10th now, back behind Dark Smoker, and Viale in 11th. So stick with this action. Captain has chasing us, well, me should I say, and Paramount. Looking back, Dark Smoker's not too far behind either. And briefly, and realised I hadn't gone into cinematic at all, so we're going to that. And briefly skip up the order and see if there is much going on. I'm just reading out everyone's names and the order when I'm going through and skipping through quickly. So we've got an interesting little battle up front here by the look of it, between Rafael getting caught by Robust the Hood, coming all the way from the back. Started in 11th place, did Robust the Hood, so already a good race for him by lap 8, getting himself up into third, but see if he can do any more and improve on that as well. Already got himself on the podium. I need a quick drink, I'm drying out here, I'm real dry, like Bilton. So he's going for his Robust the Hood, trying to take second place now off Rafael. Let's see if he can do it. Got the inside line, but not quite side by side anymore. Side by side now though on the exit. Rafael compromised slightly, had to turn and give a bit more room than he normally would probably on that corner. So good racing here provided by Rafael and Robust the Hood. Very close between them. Chasing corner after corner for the position now. Good Lego logo there from Rafael, for mention briefly. So Rafael on the inside for the next corner, sticks in second place, but Robust looking for the cutback, getting tight for the proper line for the next corner, sticks it in wide and tries the cutback again. It's good racing again, corner after corner after corner. Giving us a good shot. I'm sure there's a reaction I'm probably missing, but this is pretty good. I'll stick with this for a while. See if Robust can get the job done. I hate having to skip through. I kind of want to watch this battle until I know what happens one way or the other. If there's a mistake or if there's a big gap gained from one or the other for some reason or another. So watching them coming up the hill now, crucial corner this to carry the speed and get the run all the way up this quite steep hill. Feels like you're in the same gear forever coming up there as you build the revs up. So drop back a little bit now as Rafael, but Robert the Hood's got the place in second now, and looks like he's got the job done for now anyway. So looking to chase Coalition down. Stetstern's in fourth, finding himself in his own little race on his own at the moment, and Turner following him, but with a bit of a gap. Master Paramount heading down the hill now, following Turner again with quite a gap, and then we've got me following Master Paramount with a gap. Viale now coming up from the back into 8th place, having a better race all of a sudden, with the Ferrari sounding brutal as it goes down the straight there, flat out. Dark Smoker now in 9th, chasing Viale. We'll stick with this for a minute or two, see what Dark Smoker can do. He mentioned he had a better second race than he did first, so he's in 9th at the moment, see where he can end up getting in the end. Captain has as well 10th, and Diablo now right at the back, so bit of a shame for Diablo in the Hyundai, but maybe it's a tricky car to drive. I've not actually ever driven the Hyundai personally, so we're quite interested to actually jump in that one day and give it a go. There's obviously a lot of cars to drive, so don't get around to driving them all personally. I don't get that excited about every car. So did think about picking the Ferrari myself this season, but I think the NSX was quite a good choice. I'm quite enjoying driving it so far, so I'm not regretting the NSX as an alternative to the Ferrari, which I would have picked instead, I think. But yeah, certainly would have been interested to see what a season in a Ferrari would have been like, as well as another car, that is, which I think was always going to be the TT, just because I had a successful season with it last season. Got promoted into this league because of it as well, and yeah, find myself in a league higher than I was before, along with a few of the other guys in here, Robert the Hood, and who else, a few of them aren't actually in here racing tonight, but a few of them made it up into this. Dark Smoker was one of them as well. Diablo was also racing with me last season, Coalition Soldier as well. So 4 of us, or 5 of us all together that raced together last season, and have been promoted into this league instead. I think we were all pretty new to league racing when we joined the MRC, but we've all found the feet quite quickly and put in good races between us all. I'm talking for everyone there who might not have all been new to league racing, but I certainly was. So I'm guessing because we were in one of the lower leagues, that's all the only reason I'd say we were probably newer to league racing there. But anyway, I'll keep my assumptions to myself and talk about the racing instead. So just watching Coalition Soldier go around on his own briefly there. Robert's managing to keep second place and still got a little bit of a gap to Rafael, so doing a good job so far. Now he's got that place. Stetstern's in 4th still, just on his own. Turner, let's look for some action somewhere. Skip up the camera angle and see what else is going on. So I'm chasing Master Paramount, looking back, I've got Dark Smoker behind me and Viale heading down into this corner, last corner on the track, running it a little bit wide on with a bit of understeer there, but managed to not take it too far and just get it on the curb, not take it past the curb crucially, get it turned in here early on the brakes, get it over to the right hand side as much as possible in the brief time you've got to do it. Had a bit of a scrappy entry there, lost it at the rear a little bit, so a bit of correction going on the wheel. Looking back again, not lost too much time. Down a few gears, turn it into the right hander here. early as possible on the exit, get the throttle down, and then good braking, get the apex hooked up. So aiming for a little bit of a late apex there so you can get maximum entry onto this long straight. Entry speed, I mean. And then a little lift, just get the understeer cured through this corner really. And then back on the accelerator, get it tucked back into the inside, run it wide on the exit. And then same again kind of thing on this corner really, just tuck it into the inside, run it wide and get on the accelerator as fast as you dare. Flat out through here, just looking for the braking point now for this corner. Quite a slow corner compared to most on this track. Get it tucked in, bit of a moment from the rear there, kick of oversteer. Closing up on Master Paramount a little bit there in the TT. Timing the NSX, bear in mind here, the on NSX you're watching a lap of. And then looking to head down the inside, but not quite close enough to give it a proper go. Ended up tapping Master Paramount, but no harm done there. So slowing me down a little bit is Master Paramount through that's half of the lap there, and Dark Smoker and Viali are actually coming back at us. So good racing, but can't quite get enough pace to be able to get Master Paramount. And okay, now he's off as well, and I've got Viali and Dark Smoker coming down the inside, or outside in that case actually. Sticking to the inside myself, keep the line. I'm still in front of Viali, so I can carry the racing line through. No need to give room. Dark Smoke now pulling nicely to get past Paramount up the hill there. Side by side, Paramount gives him a nudge on the way in to let him know, yep, it's not going to be that easy. So Dark Smoker side by side with Viali again, Smoker winning out, and I take back 7th place. So all gets a bit heated at this point. It's getting quite good. I'll change up the camera angle again and watch it from someone else's perspective. Dark Smoker now getting chased quite closely from Viali, but all having a good race here and getting pretty close together, especially seeing as though we're 5 minutes from the end. It's all getting slightly heated, and some positions are about to change, I get the feeling. So Dark Smoker looking for the inside line on me now, a little tap on the rear but nothing dramatic. Actually kind of gave me a better line for the corner probably, anyway, it looked like. So Captain Hayes is getting the opportunity to come back into the race as well now, with everyone slowing each other up a little bit through these corners, being so close, and having to give each other respect on the brakes a little bit so we don't go into the back of each other. So I find myself in 8th now, drop back because of Dark Smoker overtaking me there. So a good move from Smoker, trying to make his way back up the field from a bit of a mixed race by the look of it, but a fun one. Master Paramount sticking it out in 6th place, doing a good job actually in this race now. Had a bit of a rough and tumble start, but putting in the laps and keeping the defensive driving going to keep people behind. So we're all gathering up behind him at the same time, saying that. So he is slow, he's just slowing us down slightly. And we're all getting closer and closer through these corners because of it, so inevitably you get more action because of that. So we'll stick with, I don't know who to watch now, get the best perspective. Stick with myself for a moment. We've got 5, what's that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars close side by side more or less now, heading together towards the end of this lap. About halfway through the lap saying that. So all going through the fast left-hander, which is kind of banked corner, so one of us has fallen victim. Master Paramount now in 9th place, dropping back, had a moment. I have a moment of oversteer going into there, lose a bit of time. Captain has still looking to catch up. Master Paramount dropping to the back of our little pack now in this little race. Viali now moved up a place because of that. And I've moved up a place because of it. Oh, catch myself having a bad moment, going wide onto the grass. Massive moment of oversteer and catching it, gathering it all up and keeping it in 8th place as I come back on. Viali now finding himself in 7th, so the position's changing quite fast. Dark Smoker now in 6th. Turner, I don't think he's got much to worry about. He's got quite a gap to him, but Dark Smoker, in fact, no, it's that big a gap. Anyway, Dark Smoker in 6th now. Viali in 7th after that little tussle through those laps. 8th is me, ADG123. Master Paramount probably ended up worse off out of everyone out of that, going from 6th to 9th. And Captain has still not made a mistake and dropped back, so he's still there chasing everyone. Diablo now finds himself at the back on his own, really. So unfortunately Diablo not going to get much coverage this race, I'm afraid. But he's still there. I'll give him credit for sticking it out. It's important to stick these races out even if you don't have the best race. That is all part of racing, and as soon as you start quitting when you have a bad couple of corners or a bad race, apart from me the other week in fact saying that because I was too drunk and I thought it was just best for everyone and I didn't want to ruin anyone's race. But apart from that incident, certainly don't quit if you're having a bad race, or from my opinion anyway, if it means anything to anyone. Stick out the race and see where you come. You never know what's going to happen, and at the same time it's all good practice, and you're still racing, you're just not involved in the most amount of action, so you're still involved in the league race and you still get some points on the board potentially in the end. So anyway, let's catch up with Coalition Soldier briefly. Still in 1st, Roberts the Hood, putting in the lap times trying to catch him, but I don't think he's got enough under the bonnet to be able to do it. Rafael in 3rd, Stetstone's 4th, Turner 5th, with Dark Smoker now catching him up. So a moment ago when we were flicking through, Dark Smoker wasn't that close to Turner, but now he's in shot. So we'll keep with this, see if Dark Smoker can actually catch Turner now and get 5th place. He's worked his way up the order in the last, in the second half of the race, let's say. Was running around towards the back at the beginning. So it looked like Turner had a little bit of a moment just touching the grass on the exit there, so giving Dark Smoker a bit more time again to be able to get closer to his rear bumper. Turner will be feeling the pressure as he makes these small mistakes and realises, oh, I've got someone catching me, I can't be making these mistakes anymore. If I'm going to keep my 5th position, there's only 30 seconds left before the end of the race, so this is pretty much the last lap we're watching, I'm pretty sure. Coalition Soldier still in 1st, not much to talk about, I'm afraid. Good race from him obviously, but not giving us any action to watch right now. So we'll stick with Dark Smoker and Turner, see if they can change positions before the end. Obviously in Dark Smoker's favour and to Turner's demise. But let's see what happens. So again, looks like Dark Smoker's pulled a nice corner out of the bag there through the sweeping left-hander, now into the right-hander, and he's got side-by-side now all of a sudden. So Turner looking to defend the position as they head into the next corner. Turner on the inside, Smoker on the outside, gets the cutback. Smoker for the 5th position, so I thought he might have a chance of doing it, and he's proved me right. Gets into 5th. Can he stay in 5th? Yeah, he's into 5th and manages to hold it in front of Turner for the last corner there. So Coalition Soldier, Roberts the Hood, Rafael and Stetstones are actually coming in already. But we'll stick with this little battle. Looks like Turner's flashing his lights away, showing his distaste for a last lap position change. But yeah, it looks like Dark Smoker's going to keep that position. We've got Turner in 6th place, Viali chasing him, but not going to do anything, I don't think, too late, in 7th place. Me, ADG in 8th place. Captain Has chasing up nicely in 9th place. Master Paramount in 10th place, and we've got Diablo finishing in 11th place. So quickly getting it in before it finished there and it disappears on me. So thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate all the watchers that get on these things. I had no idea these things were going to be quite as popular as they seem to be. So thank you very much for making them as popular as they are, everyone that watches. I've been ADG. Check out my other videos on YouTube, do other stuff as well. If it's of any interest to you, subscribe and you'll keep getting my videos. Yep, give us a like for this if you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you soon if you like what I'm doing. Take care. I've been ADG once again. Thank you for the good racing. I can't do the commentaries without the good racing to do it over. So thank you very much for the good clean racing that happens in these league races. And it's a credit to everyone. I know there's a couple of incidents here and there. I'm not a referee, so if you're wondering why I don't criticise a little bit more about certain people and what goes on, it's because I don't feel that I'm in the best place to be able to do that. At the end of the day, I'm just trying to commentate over a replay. I don't feel like I should be dishing out punishment or saying anyone's worse than anyone else. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I just try and be as neutral as possible and give everyone a bit of coverage, and I hope that comes across. So cheers for watching again. I've waffled my way through that last little 2 minutes, but thank you for watching is what I'm trying to say, the gist of it. And yeah, if you got this far, have a good night, and yeah, see you soon. Looking forward to the next races.